Hey everybody, good afternoon. I wanted to do a video today on relationships. And I am by no means a specialist in relationships. I did do a lot of research, a lot of hours, at least a semester's worth of research, if not more, on relationships in my life. And obviously, you consume too much information when you're still a young soul, you don't get to really apply all of it right away. And, over time though, and what I want to do in this video is attack or approach the more psychological and self-help side of things, which I do specialize in. And the most important one, and I know this may be redundant to some people though, but it's so important in all relationships, especially romantic relationships, is that you truly love and discover yourself on the inside first. Because, if you don't understand and truly love yourself on the inside first, you will never have a healthy relationship. And nobody will ever truly love you. Because until you truly love yourself on the inside, other people are not going to be able to truly love you. Because you're not being your true self. You're not appreciating your true self, right? So you have to truly discover your superpowers on the inside, your unique talents, your unique gifts, your starting character, or personality. I prefer the word character. And really appreciate it, and really grow and evolve, right? Love and appreciate your health, your smile, the way you laugh, all of yourself. And really keep growing your character, keep growing your talents, keep gaining more valuable information that can help humanity in whatever field you're in, right? And when you do this, and why this is relevant to relationships is because when you do this first key point, it allows you to then find, or aka attract, individuals that truly love themselves and have discovered themselves on the inside. And then you're going to have a true love from within, and it's going to last. There's going to be no power struggle, no creepy controlling or forcing, right? It's going to be pure, it's going to be authentic, it's going to be genuine, it's going to be real. Nothing, there's going to be no opposite, as in forcing or controlling, which is really creepy. That's not authentic, that's not genuine, right? Obviously. And one of the biggest misconceptions I want to point out psychologically, and this may be a little too extreme or a little too, I don't want to use some inappropriate words, I want to keep this, professional, but this may be too hardcore, a little too extreme for some people, but it's very important you understand that, words are very powerful. I've made over 360 subliminals now that are effective and efficient. And it's very important to understand, though, that words are very powerful. Your subconscious mind over time cannot differentiate between fact or fiction. Your subconscious mind cannot, separate the two. So, if you are not, now your conscious mind has the ability to reject or accept what people say. It's what, separates us from the animals. We have the ability to stop, think, and respond to life instead of just reacting, right? Instead of just like a chicken with its head cut off, just going through life, just reacting. We can actually stop and respond. So you can reject ideas, but this term is very dangerous. This possessiveness, this owning, this possessiveness, for example, my girlfriend, my boyfriend. That's very dangerous. When you start using this, people think just because they're in a relationship with somebody, or just because they're married to right, that's the right finger. Just because they're married to somebody, they have the right to say, oh, it's my wife, it's my girlfriend, it's my boyfriend, it's my hubby. I can just drink their juice. I can just eat their bread because they're my boyfriend, they're my girlfriend. They can't talk. See, and this is where the whole jealousy comes in too. Because over time, you keep saying my boyfriend, my girlfriend, and you start to, get into this really dangerous mentality that society, the same society, right, that's creating all of these health problems and all kinds of crazy propaganda. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole, I don't have time to get into that to where it doesn't just sound like conspiracy theories. But it's very dangerous to go into that societal trap, because that's not what true love is, right? And so I'm very careful. I'm very aware, right? Because as I said, I invite you to actually respond to life, not just react. And when you become aware, you need to use the term the lady or the person that I am in a relationship with, the guy or the girl that I'm in a relationship with, right? You have to be aware of the words you're using and you're believing from your heart, from your inner voice. You've already discovered your true self on the inside, so you have your own unique inner voice, correct? So you don't own. And it's a very dangerous thing, right? But the solution or the answer for you is when you truly understand and love yourself on the inside, like a real man or a real woman, then you don't have this desire to do that. You have the desire for them to be happy. You have the desire to give to them. You want your partner to have joy. You want to support them. You want to push them out there to spend time with friends that are either guys or girls, or have friends that are both. Right? Because you want them to be happy. And at the end of the day, this brings me to my other point. You have to have this mentality too in your relationship that if they want to leave, that's their decision. And a lot of people may think that it goes against what society wants, but that society is not a true love. It's not authentic. It's not genuine. It's not pure, right? And a real man or a real woman accepts that, hey, through self-love, and then through a self-love, and then a giving of a pure love or a true love, they're not required to stay in this relationship. Even if you're married, they're not required to stay with you. They're choosing. It's their own unique self, or 400 trillion to one self that's deciding. I don't need Paola to tell me that she loves me every single day, right? The fact that she's just deciding as an independent adult to be in a relationship with me already tells me enough. And I know she respects herself enough because she has the self-love that I'm talking about, to where she would tell me if she was no longer happy in the relationship, and she would go away. And if someone doesn't cheat on you, they're cheating themselves, right? If you were giving that person an authentic and genuine love, you were allowing them to have their space, allowing the relationship to grow, spending quality time with them still, and then they cheat, that's them deciding, that they are turning their back on themselves, right? That has nothing to do with you. Now, obviously, you need to be more careful with, you need to date a little bit more and get to know somebody a little bit more, because there was obviously some self-love lacking there, and some insecurity, some really bad insecurity going on there. And this is the other key point, is communication. When misunderstandings are going to happen. It doesn't matter if you're Jesus. I would say at least there's a lot of mistranslations. I'm learning Spanish right now, about semi-fluent. I'm getting there. But, there's a lot of misunderstandings that can happen. And they're going to happen. But if you are communicating, aka when a misunderstanding arises, you need to stop and talk it out. Say, I don't understand what you said. Can you say that again? I don't understand. Or if something's bothering you and you have a doubt, doubt is another word for mental ignorance. Doubts are mental ignorance. And fear is mental ignorance. Loving is understanding. The only two emotions there are in this world. So you need to be very careful you're not letting the relationship slip to the left side. Right? I don't want to sound, fantastical, or like this is a fantasy, but it's almost like the dark side, right? It's mental ignorance. And how do you clarify from allowing the relationship to go from the right to the left? Is you got to communicate and clarify those misunderstandings right when they occur. Because all it takes is one. We all know that, right? We all understand that. It only takes one misunderstanding, and then you slip to the mental ignorance and all of the fear, the doubts, the worries, and it just whoop, And that's when the controlling, all the creepy bad stuff starts to happen. So you gotta communicate, right? And people think, oh, they're gonna get offended, they're gonna take it the wrong way. They should not get offended or take it the wrong way if it's a legitimate question. Right? You gotta clarify misunderstandings. You gotta communicate, and your partner will. If you have, like I said, you truly love yourself, you have the self-respect, and you're in a relationship with another self-assured and self-accepted individual, they're going to appreciate that you want to communicate and clarify misunderstandings. And if you come to them and start off the sentence like, "Hey, I don't understand this," or something, right? And just be careful with your words, right? Don't attack them or don't make it personal, but just say, "Hey, me myself, I am not understanding this. Maybe I'm being a little foolish or stupid, but I need to know, right? I need to talk to you because I don't understand. This is bothering me." Don't let it bother you for more than a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds. Talk it out. Another very dangerous, I'd say it in all my videos. Whatever is not growing is dying. You and I are the highest form of life. All of life is always growing. An entire sea community can be wiped out, but it'll still grow back. All of life is always evolving and growing. You can see how far we've come as a collective humanity from the Stone Age. We're almost at a perfection. And as I said, you and I are the highest form of life, so you have to always be growing and evolving, or you're going back to the left side again. So when you're in a relationship with somebody else, and it's monotheistic, I would, if you're in a truly loving relationship, then you need to be growing together the relationship. The relationship has to have goals. If you don't have relationship goals, then, you're just kind of floating around, and then eventually you're going to start slipping over to the left side. You got it. And it's not complicated. Don't overcomplicate it. You just sit down and say, "Hey, I want to do this next month. I want to do this in a couple months. I want to build towards this in a couple months." Obviously, this is very important in business relationships or professional relationships, maybe with your personal trainer or your nutritionist. This is very important. With your YouTuber, Seiluke, right? You gotta have relationship goals. Even if it's romantic, right? Say, in a couple months, I would love to go to, Cancun or Hawaii together. Let's build towards it together. In a couple months, let's I don't know, what's another good one? In a couple months, let's start going to the gym together. In a week or 2, 3 weeks, let's start going to the gym together and let's push each other. Right? Have some relationship goals that can grow. So, hey, I want to start dating. I want to go on more dinner dates. I want to go on more dates. Let's start dating again, once or twice a week. If you have the privilege, maybe even 3 times a week. Let's start dating more. And, your partner says, "Okay, let's do it. Let's make this a goal." Make it a clear, like I say, make it a real goal that asks the relationship to completely evolve. I talk about it in all my videos, right? Real goals that ask you to become a completely new version of yourself. Do the same thing with your relationships. Push it to the next version of your relationship. Me and Paulo are always talking openly about marriage, about children. Are we married yet? No. But we have it as our goal. It's our end goal that we're both building towards. And the last one is gratitude. You've got to have gratitude. Gratitude is the very essence and the blood of all of life, the galaxies, all dimensions, everything. Everything is built upon gratitude. Without gratitude, life would not exist. It's that simple. Listen to gratitude subliminals. Listen to gratitude subliminals and build your appreciation up more. And write it out on a piece of paper. I want to express some appreciation 2 or 3 times more a day in all my relationships. Once a day in all my relationships. Say, "Thank you for that. I appreciate how you always do this or that." It'll bring the relationship back to life. Nobody wants to be in a relationship where they don't feel appreciated. Even if they are your hubby or your wifey, still, whether if they pay for the dinner or whatever it may be, they buy you something, still express the gratitude. As I said, they are their own individual. Be grateful, even though you have a deep and secure and happy relationship, or you have had one for a long time, it doesn't mean you still can't express some appreciation for what they're doing, for what they've been doing. Surprise them. Buy a surprise to where they have something else to be, a little more to be appreciative for. Go surprise them with their favorite meal that they like to eat. Surprise them with their favorite movie, with their favorite popcorn. Right? Buy a gift card to their favorite restaurant and say, we're going next week. Right? Surprise them. You know, uncertainty and certainty are two of the greatest things that keep a relationship alive. And it gives you more to be thankful for. I love all of you. These are my key points for relationships. And if you master these, it doesn't matter. Even if you are looking for a relationship, you need to understand and master these in your subconscious mind, or have these paradigms of everything I've taught to where you can actually attract a healthy individual. Everything you need is already around you. All of the healthy men or women, whatever it is, or individuals, you know, are already around you. They're already there. All your business partners, romantic partners, everything are already around you. They're already out there. You can go to the grocery store right now and they're going to already be there. But you got to know and understand all of these things, all of what it takes to where you can then connect to the right individual when you discover them, when they appear, when they manifest. Right? You got to be able to then connect, but you got to have this mindset first. There's got to be the foundation and the paradigms first for when they do manifest or show up, you click. And you have the same desires for the relationship. But don't get desperate. This is the very first point and my last point. Don't get desperate. You have yourself. You have yourself to love and appreciate and keep growing. You have your own individual happiness and lifestyle and fulfillment from self-love, aka a true awakening. You have your own goals that you're building towards, your own goals that you're working hard on. And then, you know, the right person will just come along when they do. And when they do, you both are, you know, self-assured, independent, hardworking, to where you can have a healthy, balanced, and harmonized relationship that you all deserve. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Don't ever stop growing. Don't ever stop loving yourself.